Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, the Biden administration has operated as Iran's best friend, hasn't it?
No, I disagree completely, Senator.
Well, Iran sold Iraq $10 billion, not million, $10 billion worth of electricity, but Iraq couldn't pay them because of our sanctions against Iran. The Biden administration waived those sanctions, didn't it?
You ever watch a Senate hearing and think, wow, this is getting spicy? That's exactly what happened when Senator John Kennedy turned up the heat on the Biden administration's top Treasury official, Wally Adeyemo. Let me walk you through it. First up, Iran. Kennedy straight up asked, hasn't the Biden administration basically turned into Iran's best buddy? Adeyemo, of course, denied it. But here's the jaw-dropper. Biden's team gave Iran access to $10 billion from Iraq, money they otherwise couldn't touch because of U.S. sanctions. And if that wasn't enough, waivers kept rolling out, July, November, and even March 2024, 6 weeks after Iran killed 3 American soldiers. Each time more money, each time more dodging from the official.
Senator,
so that Iran could get $10 billion. Isn't that a fact?
No, Senator, those waivers started under the Trump administration. That money is still in Iraq. That money has never been to Tehran. It will never go to Tehran.
The first waiver was on July 2023, wasn't it?
Senator, I believe those waivers started in 2018.
The first waiver that the Biden administration did was July of 2023, wasn't it?
So, Senator, again, I believe the waiver program started in.
You didn't issue a waiver on July of 2023.
Senator, the waivers were continued into 2023.
And you issued another waiver to get the money to Iran in November of 2023, didn't you?
Senator, as I said, that money has never been, will never go to Iran. The money is still in Iraq. The money may be used for humanitarian purposes, but not a dollar of that money.
And you issued another waiver on March of 2024, not too long ago. That was 6 weeks after Iran killed 3 American soldiers.
Senator,
You gave Iraq permission to give Iran $10 billion, didn't you?
No, Senator. As I mentioned, this was something that started in 2018 under the Trump administration. It allowed Iraq to purchase electricity and to store that money in Iraq. None of that money to date will ever go to Iran. The money is being held for humanitarian purposes.
You're not telling the truth, Mr. Secretary. No disrespect, but that's just not true. Senator Menendez and Senator Scott made the point. We all know, unless you peaked in high school, you know that money is fungible. The Biden administration also paid Iran $6 billion to release 5 of our prisoners, didn't it?
Kennedy wasn't buying any of it. Now about that $6 billion sitting safe in a Qatari bank. Kennedy hammered him. Who controls the bank, the U.S. or Qatar? Adeyemo danced around. Kennedy fired back, straight-faced. You must believe in the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny. Point made. Money's fungible. Once it's out, who really controls where it goes? And then Venezuela. Biden's team relaxed sanctions on oil and gold, supposedly for a free and fair election. But what happened? Maduro just jailed his opponents and the administration stood by. That's not lifting sanctions, it's just a general license, they say. Kennedy called it what it was, semantics and loopholes. Letting a dictator cash in while the U.S. watches.
Senator, again, that money is in Qatar. None of that money has been used. It hasn't been moved. And as I said earlier, while money is fungible in the United States because we care about our people, it's not fungible for the Iranian.
So the money's in Qatar, in a bank in Qatar?
Yes.
Now, what do you think? Who controls that bank in Qatar?
Those banks are controlled by those individuals who run that financial institution.
I see. So if President Biden says Qatar Bank, don't give this money to Iran, and the Qatar government says give the money to Iran, who do you think the Qatar Bank's going to listen to, Mr. Secretary?
So, Senator, those banks in Qatar value greatly their ability to have a relationship with the United States because that's how they make money.
Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy?
Ultimately, if we cut off those banks, they will no longer be able to make money.
Do you believe in the Easter Bunny?
So, Senator, while I understand your point, fundamentally, none of that money has gone to Iran. and that money is not going to go directly to Iran.
Now, you did the same thing with Maduro, you meaning the Biden administration. You guys did the same thing with Maduro in Venezuela. You removed all the sanctions on oil and mining, including gold, with Maduro, the dictator of Venezuela, didn't you?
So GL 44 and 43 were put in place in Venezuela. 43 has already.
Is that a yes?
GL 43 has been removed.
So you said, okay, Maduro, we're going to remove Maduro, best friends with Iran and Cuba and China and Russia. The Biden administration removed the sanctions on oil and mining in Venezuela.
Senator,
And Maduro said, I promise you that I'll hold a free and fair election. And then he put all his opponents in jail. And the Biden administration has done nothing, hasn't it, except stand there sucking on its teeth.
So, Senator, I want to say again, we provided general licenses. We did not remove the sanctions. The reason we did that was because we did not trust. So what we can do
The
with those
sanctions on Maduro's oil are not there, are they?
General License 44, which gives permission for the sale of oil, expires on April 17th, which will then put those sanctions back in place. We did not remove the sanctions. We provided general
The
license.
problem you folks have is that you want to quote Socrates in the middle of a bar fight. Iran is not our friend. Venezuela is not our friend. President Biden keeps giving them money to buy weapons to try to kill us.
Senator, we
Do you not
500
understand that?
sanctions on the Iranian regime. We have not allowed $1 from Qatar or from the Iraqi electricity fund to flow to Iran.
Look, Kennedy summed it up. You quote Socrates in the middle of a bar fight. Iran and Venezuela aren't our friends, but billions in US-backed deals keep flowing their way. Meanwhile, the administration claims it's all for humanitarian aid. Kennedy kept pushing. How can you be that obtuse? It's money. It moves, and it ends up wherever those regimes want it. This isn't just politics, it's national security, so Americans deserve answers. So, what do you think? Bold diplomacy or reckless risk? Drop your thoughts below, smash that subscribe button, and stay tuned. I'll be back soon cutting through the noise from the front lines in DC. Stay sharp, stay informed.